Hello, best friend, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a fabulous day. This is the first time you're watching my channel. My name is Sebastian, and I welcome you guys with open arms. I do pop culture videos every single day, so if you're looking for a new messy best friend, you have found me. Grab a snack and a drink, hit that subscribe button. Today, you guys, we are doing the second part to my Q&A. I'm so grateful and thankful that you guys took the time to ask me questions. I'm so grateful that you want to know a little bit more about me. So this is part 2. Part 1 will be in my description if you missed it. So let's just jump into it. Because I want to answer, all the questions I can. Really, bitch? I had it all perfectly, done. Okay, so first question comes from Robin Philbay, and she says, I want to know what you are nervous about talking about. Tell us something you dream of. I want to know what you are nervous about talking about. Tell us something you dream of. Okay, so I think there are 2 questions. So the first one, what am I nervous talking about? I'm not really nervous talking about anything. The only thing that I'm nervous of is if I ever come out offensive talking to, about somebody, because what I talk about, I spill tea, of course, and that's great and everything, but I never want to cross the line and kind of forget that these people that I'm talking about are humans. I don't ever want to be rude or be mean. And I know that, I'm not perfect, and I probably sometimes have not been the nicest, but that's definitely something that I'm working on, and I'm making very, very sure that I do what I do with respect. And then the second one, tell us something you dream of. You know what? I believe that your dreams should be private. I think that whatever you are dreaming, you are hoping for, you are wanting to bring to you, I think that you should definitely keep that to yourself. I think that's a lesson that I've learned. If you have any opportunities, or you have any trips, or you have anything that's coming up that you really want to come true, you shouldn't be saying it. You should be keeping it to yourself, because not everybody wishes you well, and that's a truth that I've had to learn the hard way, that not everyone wishes you well. Not everyone wants you to be more successful than them. Not everybody wants you to accomplish things sooner or quicker than them. So I just dream of being grateful, and everything else I will keep to myself. How about that? And I hope you keep things to yourself too, girl, because I see so many people putting all their plans out on social media. So on the 25th, we're looking about going here, and we're looking about going there. And guys, I have a really big job offer. Please send me well wishes. Girl, not everybody's sending you well wishes, bitch, okay? Seriously, it's the truth. So this is from EM. Hello, best friend. My question is, what tips or advice would you give someone that is going through a breakup, a divorce, or experiencing grief from the death of a loved one or a pet? Love ya. Well, I'm so sorry if you're going through all of this. I mean, it's a lot, right? It's a lot at once. Let's talk about breakup or divorce. I have fallen. I am married, but in the past, I was in a serious relationship that I thought, this is the one for me, period. I never imagined back then when I was with this person that I would not be with this person. It was like not an option, right? And I gave myself completely to that person, 100%, mind, body, soul, everything. It was for that person. Their dreams came first. Their opinions were the most important. I got lost in myself because I was blinded by the love, right? And I feel like the one thing you have to learn when you're going through a breakup or a divorce is that you have to take that time to analyze all the things that you did in that relationship. That's why I can tell you now that I gave so much of myself, and I didn't have anything for myself. I didn't have a voice. I didn't have an opinion. I didn't have, I was second, always second, right? And I learned that through the breakup. I learned it through the breakup. I learned all of the things that unfortunately I did that weren't great. I learned the things that were done to me that were not acceptable, but I accepted it because I was so in love. So I would say take this time to really, really like kind of analyze yourself through this relationship. And I know it sounds so cliche, but take it as a learning lesson. Take it as a learning tool, because that relationship ended, but you are still with yourself. The relationship you have with yourself is forever, right? So you want to make sure that you are okay, and you have to check in with yourself. And so my advice is use this time to be selfish. Use this time to learn about yourself. Use this time to analyze how you handled being in this relationship, what you did, what you didn't do, what you lacked, what you accepted that maybe you shouldn't have accepted. Those are the things that I would say use this breakup wise. Of course, have your Bridget Jones moment, binge eat, watch sad, movies, listen to sad songs. Of course, you have to deal with that part of it. But I would say most importantly, just go and be, in the school of you. Make sure you learn from this relationship, because the next one will come. Even though you think that the world is ending and you'll never fall in love again, you will. And there's someone out there. There's a whole world of people out there, and anything is possible in life. So don't take this as a setback. Take it as a life lesson. And grieving of a pet, the only thing I have to say is I believe pets are angels on earth, and I believe that they never leave your side. So I would say, of course, go through the emotions and, be as present as possible. Don't put away your emotions. Accept your emotions, and always remember that they're with you, always protecting and looking after you in spirit. I fully believe that with my whole heart, and I'm really sorry, and I send you a lot of love. Okay, so Abigail Abel says, is your merch legit? I want to wear your merch, best friend. Okay, so I don't know what merch she's talking about, just because I did have merch way back in the day, and I don't promote it, or I don't have it listed. At least I don't think so. It's some shirts that I did with a company that I mean, back then maybe I thought it was cute, but now I really don't. And I've been working on some new merch. And I feel like this is like my first official merch, because back then it was just like, I didn't really know much about it. I didn't really know much about me or you guys and what connects us. So I feel like back then it was true to me, but I've learned so much now that I am really excited to do something new. So I hope it's not listed, but if it is, I'm gonna check now. I'm gonna delete it. And I'm starting over, and I will have an announcement soon. But let me know what you guys would love to see in my merch, because, I'm definitely keeping you guys in mind 100%, because it's important. I want for you guys that are wearing it to feel proud of it. Okay, Andromeda Corca says, you have Peacock, I have Peacock. What do you recommend? So Peacock is a streaming service, if you guys don't know. What am I watching on Peacock? The only thing I'm watching on Peacock, of course, is new episodes of Everything Bravo, so the Real Housewives, Vanderpump. But right now, I'm actually rewatching Real Housewives of New York from season 1. This is the 3rd time that I do this. I just think it's so entertaining. I think they're very entertaining. So I do love watching like old things, because especially when I'm home alone, I like having something in the background. So if I'm cooking, or if I'm editing, or if I'm, working, or just, brushing the dogs, or whatever I'm doing, I like having that. So I'll put that, I'll watch a little bit here, go, and I'll laugh. So I'm rewatching that. So I don't know if you want to watch that. Liz, how is that you ended up living in Europe, and for how long? I believe I already answered that, but my stepfather was Danish, so we moved there from Miami, and it was a very special time. I think that I learned a lot about myself. I was going through a very dark time. Now that I look back, I don't know how I really made it. It had nothing to do with Denmark, it had nothing to do with the people, it had everything to do with me. I was in a very dark place mentally, and I feel like I wasn't able to enjoy it very much. But the memories that, the good ones at least that I have, I will forever cherish them. So yeah. Okay, so Yoba Fox says, what's your favorite color, comfort food, favorite song lately, worst dream you've had? Whew. Okay, my favorite color, it changes, bitch. It goes from blue to pink. But right now, pink. I love pink. I've loved pink now for the past 2 years. So pink is definitely my favorite color right now. My comfort food, pasta. I think pasta is definitely my comfort food. It's just because there's so much of it. And the sauce, and I put some vegan meatballs in it, girl. It is amazing. I think pasta and pizza are definitely my comfort food. Yes, for sure. And then favorite song lately. My favorite song lately, I don't, well, you know what? My favorite song lately that I've been honestly listening to over and over is Part of Your World by The Little Mermaid. I've just been like listening to that like day and night basically. I'm very excited for the new Little Mermaid movie, and I've been on a Disney kick lately, so it's definitely Part of Your World and A Dream Is a Wish Your Heart Makes. Like I've been into Disney lately. And the worst dream I've had, I don't, you know what? I'm so grateful I don't really remember my bad dreams. I wake up with anxiety, and you know, I wake up with anxiety, and I know I've had a bad dream, but I'm really good at just being like, girl, bye. You know, like I try not to think of it. So yeah. I think maybe, I mean, if I'm being very honest, I think the worst dreams I could have is when I dream of my brother and he's not here anymore, but then I dream that I'm with him, or we're hanging out, or we're having fun, or we're doing something, and then I wake up and that feeling that he's not here, that's probably like the worst feeling and dream I could ever have. So it's not fun. Okay, so favorite place you've lived versus worst place you have lived. My favorite place I have lived, you know what? I really, really love, I love Colombia, I really do, but I also really love Los Angeles. I think Los Angeles is gonna be my favorite place I've lived. The worst place I've lived, you know what? I've been very fortunate and I've lived in very beautiful places. But I think honestly, like Miami is maybe my least favorite. Yeah, I think Miami's my least favorite, except for the Cuban food. The Cuban food is on another level in Miami. So yeah. How do you oh, so this is, sorry, that was from Heather. This is from BLKCKMXXNGHXST. There you go. How do you overcome self-doubt and fear? Self-doubt and fear. How do I overcome that? You know what? I feel that in order to overcome things, you have to like live through them, right? And you have to acknowledge that they are the ones holding you back. Oftentimes we blame other people for us not realizing our dreams, or making things happen for us. Like right now, I'm desperately wanting to do something, and I don't do it, and it's the craziest thing in the world. I'll talk about that in my live this Sunday. I will talk about it. But it's just something that I really need to do, and I don't do it, and I don't know how to do it, you know? So I don't have all the answers, but I think the best thing to do is with self-doubt and fears to say, you know what? You cannot hold me back anymore. I literally have to just do it. You know what I mean? So the best way to overcome it is just not give it power. How about that? Do you like Nicki Minaj music? This is from Beautiful Zoya. I love Nicki Minaj. I've loved her since the beginning, Bees in the Trap and Roman's Revenge. Like I love from the very beginning. I think Nicki Minaj has had an amazing career, but I don't do like sides. Like I'm not like a Cardi or Nicki. I'm not Lil Kim. I'm not like, I like all of them. So, I love all female rappers. I've loved since I was a kid. I was rapping, with Trina, with Lil Kim since I was a kid. So I love all of them. So Sabrina says, I've been wondering about the story of your dad performing an exorcism on you, if you are comfortable sharing that with us. Yes, and then I'll probably leave that there, and I'll answer the other questions this Sunday on live, because this is kind of like a little story. My father never really accepted me being gay. He and my mother, they separated when I was 2 months old. I didn't grow up with him. When I did come out, he did not accept it. He's very religious. And my 4 other stepbrothers and sisters, they of course were raised by him. My mother never really accepted that he would even have any opinion over the matter. Like she did not allow him to have it, because she was like, you're not part of his life. You have no room here to judge. You have no room here to preach. You have no room here for nothing. Well, flash forward about 11 years ago now, I went to his home in Colombia. And, you know, I thought to myself, I said, you know what, I think we're a little bit older, like, you know, it's going to be okay. So I went there for the first time in many, many years. He's never really made an effort to call me for Christmas, birthdays, nothing. He'll maybe send me a text here and there, and that's pretty much it. But I wanted to give him a chance. And I just remember that he said we were going for ice cream. And we went on the truck to get the ice cream, but we stopped at a church first. And you know, all of a sudden, I just remember like this man talking and him coming up and taking me with him. And then I just remember everybody touching me and praying over me and like yelling. And, you know, I just remember that, and I'll never forget. And I was like, I don't understand what's happening. Like, and then, you know, I just have like this memory of feeling they're trying to get the gay out of me, right? Because I knew that it was something that he never agreed with. So I just remember people screaming and praying and everything. And then we went to a lake, a river, and then he did like a rebirth thing, you know, what is it called, the baptism, which that part I didn't mind, because they didn't explain to me like it was like a bad thing. Also, I was really young, you know. He didn't explain it as a bad thing. It was just like, you know, this way, if you have sinned, you are forgiven by God. And I've always been very religious. I've always been very much with my faith, and you know, I'm very much faith driven. My faith, you know, I believe in God and Jesus, like, you know, it's my faith. I don't talk about it because I don't think that that's something that you have to, you know, talk about. So, you know, I like that idea anyways, but, you know, as an adult looking back, I was like, girl, they were just trying to exorcise you, girl. They were trying to get the gay out of you, you know. And I have not seen him since, actually. I have not seen him since now. Oh, no, just kidding. I did see him one time. Right, one time I saw him afterwards. But that was like a year after. So that was like very soon after. But then I have not seen him in like 9 years. So yeah, that, you know, it was a traumatic experience. It's something that I think I can laugh at now. Everyone laughs at it when I tell the story. I mean, looking back, I think it's really sad because, you know, I feel like he preaches so much about God, and he preaches so much about how God loves everyone, but he has failed to love me as his son and has accepted me as his son. And, you know, now he sends me like Instagram quotes of God all the time. He doesn't call me. He doesn't text me. So, you know, it's just one of those things where, you know, I have forgiven him. I have also kind of let it go. I wish him well. I will text him on his birthday, or I'll text him on Christmas. And my stepmother, I do always wish her happy Mother's Day. I always wish her happy birthday. Especially because, you know, my stepbrother did pass away. It's going to be 1 year now in June. So I have been keeping up a little bit more with at least my stepmother, and with my other 3 siblings. So, you know, here's the thing, you guys, like, that's why, like, you know, when I spill tea, I try and be as respectful as possible, because you really don't know what's going on in people's lives. There's so much things. There's so many levels to everybody. And that's why sometimes I check myself. I'm like, am I... You know, I want to be as fair and as nice as possible, and I hope that I am, because I never want to sit on the high horse and think that I'm better than anyone, because that's not the case. But yeah, I got exorcised. I don't know that. And you know what the worst part is, bitch? I never got my fucking ice cream. Never did. Anyways, so that was part 2. I will do the rest of the questions this Sunday live. I will be going live this Sunday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. you know, going back and talking about things can definitely trigger things. So if I'm a little bit more serious, it's because I feel all the feels. And sometimes it's good going back, but sometimes I rather always not go back. But I did want to answer it because, you know, I remember just like, you know, casually saying, yeah, my father performed an exorcism on me. And then, but Hailey Bieber, so, you know, I'm pretty sure, you know, a couple of you were curious, and that's fine, you know, whatever. But anyways, I love you all so much. I'm so grateful and thankful. Thank you for taking the time to answer, ask the questions. Thank you for everything. I hope you join me this Sunday for our live, kind of like a Sunday fun day type thing. I'm really excited to hang out with you. I love you so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Mwah.